Hey, so just a quick intro here. So today's video is about if cruising solo gets lonely, but if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll give you a tour of this two-bed setup I have in my cabin here, even though I'm here solo, and why I have it set up two beds. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. What is going on YouTube? Greetings from the beautiful Ruby Princess. We are at sea heading towards a port visit in Jamaica. Very excited about that, but I figured this was the perfect opportunity to do a video like this. I get tons of questions about the life I live, specifically about cruising, and one of the more popular ones is cruising lonely? So that's the topic we're going to jump into today. Before we jump headfirst in this topic, let's talk about the difference between being lonely and being alone. If I do a video like this without differentiating between the two, I'll get all kinds of comments about, I like to cruise to be alone. That's not what this video is about. It's about whether or not a solo cruiser will encounter feelings of loneliness and what they can do to prevent feeling lonely. So is solo cruising lonely? The answer to that is yes and no. It can definitely be lonely, but it doesn't have to be. There are things that you can do to prevent from being lonely while you're cruising solo, and that's what we're going to talk about now. So the first thing you can do is research the cruise lines out there that have a solid reputation for providing an amazing solo experience. There are a couple different resources you can use to find out that information. Number one is Cruise Critic, and number two is the Facebook page called the Cruises for Solo Facebook page. And I'll put links down below to that. In my experience, the best solo experience on board a cruise ship has been Norwegian. Other cruise lines are hit or miss when it comes to solo programs, but we'll talk about more things you can do as a solo if you're on one of those more hit or miss type of cruise lines. But for me, the best solo experience, pure solo experience, was on Norwegian cruise lines. Okay, the next thing you can do is once you sign up for a cruise, search Facebook with the name of the ship you're going on and the dates you're sailing, and I almost guarantee you there will be a Facebook page set up for that cruise. That's a way that you can touch base with other cruisers, not only solos, but a bunch of other cruisers. And there'll usually be one or two people that'll set up different events for the people in the Facebook page. And you can also post a message on there saying, hey, I'm a solo cruiser looking to meet some other solo cruisers. And I guarantee you, you'll have 5 to 10 people that respond to that message, and you'll be able to meet up with them on the cruise ship. The Cruise Critic webpage also has roll calls for different ships. So very similar to Facebook, you'll be able to register for the roll call for your specific cruise, and there'll be a bunch of people on Cruise Critic that you can touch base with, let them know you're solo. You'll find other solos in Cruise Critic. And also most cruise ships have Cruise Critic meetups. So that'll be another way that you can meet other cruisers, not just solo cruisers, but you will meet some solo cruisers. But you'll meet the Cruise Critic cruisers, and you'll have that in common. Holy cow, it's so noisy back here, but if you've enjoyed this video so far, please hit that thumbs up button and consider subscribing. All right, back to the video. Once you're on board the cruise ship, check the daily schedule, and almost every cruise ship will have a solo meetup at some point on the cruise. Some cruises have it every single day, like the cruise I'm on right now with Princess. Princess has a solo single meetup every day. Sometimes they're well attended, sometimes not, but you'll see here in my cruise planner, there's one at 6 o'clock today. Usually there'll be someone in that solo group that says, hey, let's all go eat dinner together. And so we'll go down to the main dining room. But if nobody does that, be the person that does that. Say, hey, I'm going to the main dining room tonight. Anybody want to join me? And then you just show up at a specified time that you pick and you go eat together. And that's a great way to curb the loneliness. These solo and single cruise meetups are also great ways to touch base with people that have similar interests as you do. Maybe you're going on the same excursions. Maybe you like to, knit. Maybe you like to play cards. Maybe you like to gamble. It's a great way to touch bases with people with similar interests. I was on a Princess cruise a few months ago, and there was a guy who every day hosted a solo cruisers meetup. He was just a cruiser, but he went down to the main dining room and said, hey, I want to reserve a table for lunch every day, a big table, and it's going to be for solo cruisers. He put that out, and every day at lunch, there'd be a big group down there eating. You could opt in or opt out. Anytime you showed up, there'd be a seat for you, and you could chat with other solo cruisers. On this same line of thinking, you can always just go down to the main dining room solo, usually during dinner, and they'll ask you, do you want to be seated solo or with a group? Obviously, if you don't want to be lonely, you say with a group. And usually you'll be seated with 2 or 3 couples, but sometimes other solos. And it's a great way to meet people on board the cruise ship. And then when you're out in town and you're on excursions, you'll usually run into those people again. Also, check the different events that you want to go to. Like, I really like the trivia events here on Princess Cruises, and usually a group of people will team up for the trivias. So me as a solo, I just go down there and see what team needs somebody. I group up with them. You know, we play trivia. Hopefully we win, and I'm an asset to the team. And then next time when I come down, the same group is usually there, and I just join up with them. Then I see them out in town. Sometimes they'll invite me to eat in the main dining room. That's happened a couple times. But there's a ton of things you can go to. You can go to like a bar on board that has music and sit at the bar, and I guarantee you'll find people to socialize with. There are tons of socializing type of activities that go on a cruise ship, in port and at sea. You'll definitely be able to meet people, and you don't have to be lonely. You just have to opt in and get out and walk around the ship and find things to do, and you'll definitely meet people. Even me, I get up every morning and I walk 10,000 steps. I almost always run into the same people because there's other people that do that as well. And then we have that connection. A lot of times we'll stop after and talk, or if we see each other, and you just form this bond over, you know, getting 10,000 steps in the morning. So there's tons of ways to connect with people on a cruise ship. Okay, so this is gonna be a little bit different than my inside cabin normally. So I talked to Cruising for One, who's got a great cruising channel, and he said in his inside cabin, he usually has the beds separated into 2 beds. So it's good you guys can see this just in case you want to cruise with a buddy and you know what the 2-bed setup looks like. But he said it's great for a solo because you have a lot more space in the middle of the room, and you can use the other bed to put stuff on and kind of use it as a desk or storage or whatever you want, and then sleep on the other side, which I actually think is a pretty good idea. So just your typical setup, you got 2 lamps. They just put them in the middle of the room. And then over here, we've got the TV set up, the big mirror, the desk, and down here we've got the refrigerator. I get a mini bar set up, so that's why you'll see all these waters in here, because I'm elite on here. But normally this would be empty, and you can put whatever you want in there. And then you've got the big stand-up mirror over there. And let me see if I can activate this light here. There we go. This is my favorite thing about Princess Cruises cabins, is the walk-in closet. I don't know why everyone else doesn't do these walk-in closets. Then you have this little area right here, kind of like a chest of drawers. And you have a safe to store your stuff. All right, let's check out the bathroom. So, nothing great. There's the infamous princess shower curtain that people hate, but doesn't bother me, to be honest with you. And on the other side, we've got the bathroom mirror and all the bathroom stuff. I hope you found this video enlightening. If you want me to keep doing topics like this, these little, I guess, cabin chats, every now and then, let me know and I'll answer some of the more common questions. If you don't mind smashing that thumbs up button and subscribing, I'd appreciate it. Thanks for watching. See you next video.